Jamal Finkley, Black Tree TV. Oi, Alicia. Alicia,
Oh,
I don't know if you remember,
Jamal, you say
you were one of my
oi.
first interviews. I mean, I did a lot of interviews over the years, but when I started doing Hollywood, I Am Legend was one of my first projects that I did. And I've always been such a big fan of you ever since. And it was great hearing you in Soul and seeing you in Queen of the South and seeing you in the Suicide Squad. It's just been a great pleasure. So first, what else was to say?
Thank you so
Saudade.
much for saying that. Good to see you again, man. So many years.
Yeah, it's been so many years. So how was I mean, first, James Gunn has made himself into a genius just after Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody's ever questioned his directing skills. How was it working with him as a director in this project?
Jamal, it was really, really special. I mean, like when you're a fan of someone, you always, you're a fan. And then when you meet them, it's so special when you get to know that they are an amazing human being, amazing person, like in person, and not only with the actors, but with everyone. I mean, I think the film became what it became, like the Guardians and all that. I think it's because of his personality and his dedication and his talent. And when I met him, I was really excited because he's the type of director that not only knows exactly what he wants and is so prepared and is so excited, but is very kind and generous with everybody from the entire crew, not only with actors or directors or writers or producers. And I think that really brings, a lot to the project. You see that a lot on screen because it comes from him, from his leadership and his vision. So it was really exciting. It was hard for me when I first arrived because I'm such a fan. So it was very starstruck in that sense of I really wanted to work with him, but it was such a great energy. It was hard to not laugh. The problem with
Yeah,
this film was to really like concentrate to do a take because there was a lot of comedy off
yeah,
camera as well.
yeah. It was comic relief mixed with some serious issues. I mean, I know that your character is fighting for her countrymen's freedom and everything else. And I know it's not the same country. I know you're from Sao Paulo, but when you see what's going on in Cuba, along with it seems like it's always going on somewhere around the world. How disheartening is it to see that so many people are having such a hard time finding, the freedom in their government that they desire?
Absolutely. I feel like it's so interesting to think that James, when he created this film, he created to be like a 1970s style type of film. And the references and the way that he created Sol Soria and the dictatorship and all that, it's really based on around that kind of 70s, 80s era. And it's crazy to think how accurate in a way it is with Latin America. All of, like you mentioned Cuba, Brazil right now has a very militarized government. Uh, all over Latin America, they had, for many years dictatorship. So it's really interesting to think how unfortunately sometimes you really connect with reality. And I think I love films that bring depth with soul and entertainment and keep us believing that we should fight for what we believe, even if that's during entertainment. And I
Yeah,
think it's interesting that James created that based on the 70s and 80s, but it really is accurate. I mean, we shot this in 2019, and how close it got home to me based on my actual government. It's really curious to make that parallel. But I always hope when people watch films through entertainment, through comedy, through excitement of characters and all that, that they get inspired by something. And I think I really hope that the good people win always.
and my last question. Sao Paulo is one of my favorite cities. I took this from my hotel room when I was there,
You took
and I
that
wanted
picture?
to know. Yeah, I took this. This is an iPhone picture of my hotel room. I just blew up.
Oh my God. Were
But
you at the Hyatt?
I was it the Four Seasons or something? I think it was the Four Seasons there.
Oh,
Um,
Jamal, that's a beautiful picture.
Thank you. I wish I had you to sign it, but tell me tell me like what are your favorite places in Sao Paulo to be while you're there besides your family? I'm just like a location that
I was going to say it's so funny because I am a girl that came from a neighborhood very specific that every time I come back, I go to that same neighborhood, which is Villa Madalena. It's a very home neighborhood, but there's little shops and restaurants and bars. And I always love just getting lost and walking around. I think that's my area because it's impossible because I grew up in it, but also
Yeah.
because it's a very, very warm place for you to be drinking a beer and then suddenly like you come by and then we can start chatting. I think that's one of my favorite spots, you know, to be and to walk around. I hope I can meet you in Sao Paulo one day.
Me
I'm
too. I
glad
hope
you
it
like
happens.
that.
So I hope all of Latin America gets cool. I know it's stuff with Bolsonaro and everybody and Haiti, and there's so much confusion going around the world. But I hope we could just get back to loving each other like we should and keep on entertaining us. We'll keep on. I'll always be one of your biggest fans, but we'll keep on being your biggest fans here at Black Tree.
No, I thank you so much, Amal. Means the
Thank
world, and I'm right there with you, keeping the good fight always.
you. Thank you. Ciao,
Take
ciao.
care.